Okay, so in the last session, so we have created a program to select the data from database table into application program, and we displayed it in the output, right? And we have created a program to select all the fields of the table using select star and select single star, and only required fields. To select the required fields, what we did? First we created the type structure, and then we defined internal table and work area with reference to the type structure, and we used only those required fields in the select statement in the same order how we defined it in the type structure. And we have used internal table or work area in the select statements. If it is a select single, we used work area. If it is select, we used internal table to select more than one record. And using where condition, we filtered the data, right?
Okay.
So to select only required fields. Today we'll see one more program, how we are going to do, how we are going to achieve the same output without defining or without creating type structures. Okay, clear? Create a program. So we'll see how to use inline declarations. Inline declarations are part of new ABAP syntaxes, advanced ABAP syntaxes. Let's see how we can achieve the same data selection using inline declarations. Okay, what are the inline declarations? Inline declarations are new ABAP syntaxes. So here you don't need to define internal table, work areas, variables externally, right? By using inline declarations, you don't need to additionally define work areas and internal tables. So what is our input? Go to the table first, ZDemo employee, I think. So you can take any table. ZDemo employee is the table. Check the data available in this table. Execute. This is some incorrect data. Someone did something here. I think we have to delete this. So I'll delete it. Don't confuse. This is called table maintenance to maintain the data in the table. We'll discuss in the future sessions. I'm deleting some incorrect data in the table. So in this table, what are the fields we have? Employee ID, employee name, date of join, city, country, and a phone number. Uh, if you want to select employees by city, we need to pass city in the where condition. If you want to select records by date of join, you need to pass date of join in the where
Where
condition.
condition.
And if you want combination of both date of join and city,
Where
we
Both
need to
fields.
pass
both
both fields,
fields.
right? And if you want to select by employee ID, you need
Where
to use
condition.
Employee ID.
employee ID. When you use employee ID, you don't need to pass any other, because employee ID is the primary key. You are going to
Unique.
find only one record if you pass
Okay.
employee ID, right?
Okay.
Ideally, when you are passing employee ID in the where condition, you don't need to use a internal table. You can just use work area, because every time you are going to select only one record, because in the where condition you are passing employee ID, right? When you are passing all primary keys of the table, ideally you will get only single record with all that primary keys combination. Okay. But if you have four primary keys and if you are passing only two primary keys, at that time there is a chance of getting multiple records with the two primary keys combination, right? So depends on that, you need to choose work area or internal table. Depends on the where condition. Now let's create a program. So I'm not using any input. I want to select all the fields and single record. What is the select statement? Select single
Select
star
single star
from
from database table. ZDemo employee into
into
work area reference.
work area. Did we define the work area?
No, sir.
Can we say, okay, W underscore, for example, EMP data. Is this work area already defined? No, right? No. For example, take one parameter, employee ID. What is the type in the table? Character 10, or you can use this data element. Don't confuse. For now, we'll take character 10.
See.
C length 10, or you can also use the other way. Okay. Where? Okay. Where EMP ID equal to P underscore EMP ID, whatever the input provided by the user. And if sy hyphen and if we'll use CL demo output to display the output.
Using display, sir.
Right. Did we define the work area?
Work area differential.
Check the syntax. So what it is saying? WAMP data is unknown because we did not define it. Right? In the previous
Sure.
example, we defined like this: data
Work area data.
W underscore
EMP
data
data.
type
Type. Structure table.
like this. Check the syntax. No syntax errors. Activate the program. taking time to activate. Since it is the training server, sometimes it will be busy. Don't think that in projects also it will take time to activate. Okay, activate it. Um, Okay, the program is activated. So execute. You need to create the selection text. So enter one employee ID, for example 100. I think that is already there in the table. I guess so. So this is the employee ID record. Since we are passing the primary key, how many primary keys are there? How many primary keys are there in the
Single. One primary.
database table? Double click on the table here in the program. Double click. It will take you to the data dictionary directly. We have only one primary key, right? Now, how to select records? How to select a record with required fields? We need to create a type structure, and then we need to create a work area with reference to the type structure, and then right we need to write the select statement, right? That is the process, right? And here also, to select all the records also, to select all the fields also, first I need to define a work area. I'm removing this work area. Now I'll implement inline declaration. So without defining work area explicitly, we can use it in the select statement. How to do that? Select single star from no change till here, from database table into work area. You need to use this at the rate data. This statement used to define the work area in select statement itself. Okay, that's called inline declaration. We are declaring the work area in the select statement itself using at the rate data statement. Okay, but when you are using inline declaration in the select statement, in front of the parameters, right, you need to add at the rate symbol also. Just add this symbol. This is called escape sign. Okay, when you are using inline declaration statement, just add at the rate statement in the where condition parameters also. Check the syntax. No syntax errors. Activate. So what is inline declaration? By using inline declaration, you don't need to define internal tables, work areas or variables using data statement. So you can just define them in the select statement itself. Okay. Also there are other ways of using inline declarations. We'll see one by one. For now, for today, we'll see how we are going to use inline declarations in the select statements. Is everyone logged into the server?
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's why there is load on the server. The select statements are very important, okay? Because in every concept of ABAP, you are going to use the statements. If you are able to understand the concept, you can apply the same on any table. Yeah, it is activated. Now execute the program. Oh my God. So enter the employee ID. So we got the output, same output, right? We got the record by using inline declaration. It will automatically create a work area in the select statement itself, right? Now, how to select required fields? Only required fields. I'll comment this. I don't want all the fields. I want only required fields from the table. How to do that? Select singles instead of star. What you need to do? EMPID.
Names.
Use comma. The difference between the normal select statement with type structure and inline declaration with required fields is you need to use comma in between the fields, right? In normal select statement, you should use a space, one character space, empty space. But here in inline declarations, you need to use commas in between the fields. Okay, I'll take employee name, comma, city. That's it. I need only three fields: employee ID, employee name, and city from database table into work area. I am using inline declaration to define the work area. Okay, activate. Did I create any type structure?
No.
No. Here, order of the fields also not important. You can change the order. You can select the fields in any order. It will automatically create the work area in the order which you have provided here. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but it is always recommended to use follow database
Fun.
table order, right? First field in the first order and second field in the second order, like that. But even though if you don't follow the proper order, it will select data in a correct way. Okay, when you are using inline declaration. 100, execute. So you got the output. Now
Output.
work area will be created with how many fields?
Three fields.
Three fields. Now work area, it will automatically create a work area with three fields. How many fields it contains? Employee ID, employee name, and city. Three fields. It is automatically defined here in select statement itself. F6 or F5. Sub RC is 0. That means select statement is successful. Data is selected. right? This is how we can use inline declaration on work area. Now, commenting this. Now let's write a select statement on to select multiple records. Select star from zdemo underscore employee into table. How to do?
at,
How to define
at the rate date.
Data.
at the data of, for example, IT underscore
IT.
EMP
EMP
data,
data. First. Where?
where uh,
Yeah.
if you pass employee ID, what will happen? It will select single record only every time, right?
So.
Equal to at the rate of P underscore EMP ID.
You
So I'm changing the where condition. Now how many records we can expect? Filter the city in the table. Filter. How many records we have? 5 records with the city equal to Hyderabad, right? You should always pass in the uppercase. Please remember that. Okay. When you are writing this condition, right, you should always write in the uppercase letters. That is important. Otherwise, if you write this thing in the lower case, it cannot select the record. Activate. Here we are not using employee ID. Click on execute. So 5 records got selected, right? Where city equal to Hyderabad. If you need to select only required fields, how to write the select statement on internal table? Do we need to define an internal table using inline declaration? Using inline declaration, how can we write select EMP ID, EMP name, phone from the demo employee into table data IT underscore EMP data. Whatever the where condition you want to apply depends on the requirement. Okay. Now how many records it's going to select?
spell mistake in employee.
How many records it is going to select? Tell me how many records it's going to select from the database table.
Five records.
So we have 5 records with Hyderabad city, right? So it will select 5 records. And how many columns for each record?
Columns. 3 columns.
3 columns for each record, right?
Row columns. Yes.
So this is the internal table what is created automatically when you are using inline declaration, right? Even if you change the order, it will display correctly. It will create the internal table with the correct order, right? And see, select statement will select the data into the same field, exact field. It won't place data in incorrect fields when you are using inline declaration, right? Also, I'll show you one more thing. Here you can use alias names. For example, you can create an internal table with a different field name, like as employee. It will define an internal table with this name. But what is the database table field? What is the database field table field? EMPID. But when you are defining the internal table, if you want this field in the internal table field, you can use alias names as this one. Okay, clear? Now it will create that field as employee. But when it is selecting from the database table, it will select EMPID, right? It will select data from EMPID field, and when it is defining the work area, it will define it as a employee when you use alias names. Okay, clear? Maybe I'll remove for now. You can try if you want. So which one is easier when you are creating the work areas and internal tables? By using type structures or by using inline declarations?
Inline declarations.
Inline declarations are easier. Since we have only 3 fields, you might not observe any complexity. But in some tables, we might have 50 or we might have 200 fields also, right? In some standard tables. Out of those 200 fields, we need to select only 50 fields. Then we need to create a type structure with all these 50 fields with corresponding types, right? And then we need to include all those fields in the select statement one by one, right? It's additional overhead, right, by creating the type structure and defining the work area internal table. But when we are using internal inline declaration, simply place all the fields required. So it will automatically create work area or internal table. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Parameters we need to define externally only, but only this work area, internal tables, and variables we can define internally.
Yes, correct. Parameters we have to define because those are input options, right?
Yes, sir.
Those we have to define. But variables, work areas, and internal tables you can define using inline declarations. For example, how to define a variable? For example, let me define a variable at the rate of data lv underscore value equal to 10. Now I am defining a variable and passing the value at the same time. Okay. Now I am defining the variable and passing the value at the same time. Now let's see how it will work. Let me comment this. Activate. So now I am not using it in the select statement. If you are using it in the select statement, same process at the rate of here select single into at the rate of lv underscore that variable name. You can use like that. If you are selecting only single field. So execute, actually no use of employee ID now. Just execute the program. What is the data type if it has defined? Type
Integer
integer.
types.
It is automatically assigned the data type. Did we define the data type anywhere? No, right?
No, sir.
It is automatically assigned the data type. Depends on the value what we are passing. Right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
F5. Value is populated. Now let's try single quotes for this 10. Now see, we'll see how it will behave. How that variable will be defined by the system using inline declaration concept. Is it going to define it as integer or character? Let's see. We are using single quotes. F8. What is the data type it is assigned?
Character type.
Character with
Character.
length 2.
Character.
With length 2.
2.
Because we are using the single quotes. Then it is considering it as a
Character.
character. Right?
Yes, sir.
You can also pass one value from another value like this. Data of LV underscore 2 equal to LV underscore value. Like this also you can define the variables. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
So test the program. Right. So it will automatically define those variables. Okay. But sometimes we may not be able to use inline declarations. So few functionalities are not going to support by inline declarations. At that time, we need to define variables or work areas externally using data statement. We'll see in the next session, like not next session, maybe after 5-6 sessions, we'll see what is the dependency. In which case, we need to define variables, work areas, and internal tables externally. Okay? Is everyone able to understand?
Yes, sir.
So create a program using inline declarations and practice select data from the different database tables. You can take any standard database table also. MARA, EKKO, EKPO. MARA is a material master data. KNA1 is a customer master data. So you'll have some test data in it. So you can create programs or on any of these tables. Okay. There is no difference except number of fields. Okay.
Okay, sir.